All right, hello, welcome to the weather update. It's about 8:30, January 20th, 2019, and we're gonna first, before I get started, looking at the temperatures and what's to come. Let's take a look at the latest reports of the rainfall. Now, unfortunately, they are providing that today, and I'll definitely provide that with you, and the snowfall as well. The only parts of the area that really got snowfall, and it wasn't that much, interior Connecticut up to 4.5. That's not really what I'm going to talk about that much, because the real interesting information was the rainfall, of course. And the rainfall amounts in Connecticut generally were, if you look here, make this a little larger here, 1.44 inches, the highest amount in Fairfield County. So between 1 and 1.5 inches of rain in most of Connecticut generally. Same goes for this part of northern New Jersey here. Nothing terribly impressive. That's more impressive as we head east. So Nassau County, highest amount was 1.60. In the city, the highest amount was in Brooklyn, 1.60 inches in Kings County. And there was also at JFK, also at 1.64. A lot of rain, obviously, but not over 2 inches until we get out east. And this is where the totals get very high, because it looked like the models were right on yesterday with the rainfall amounts being higher out east, and they certainly were. So I want to make this nice and large so you can see how much rain fell out east. And Montauk Airport got 2.73 inches. So they got pounded out there on the east end with rain, and even thunderstorms last night. I'm actually going to just put this on the screen momentarily. These were lightning strikes around 6 a.m. this morning. There were actually thunderstorms out east around 6 a.m. this morning, and also some lightning along the Jersey Shore as well. Anyway, getting back to these rainfall amounts: Orient 2.03, East Hampton 2.01, West Hampton Airport 1.89, Orient Beach State Park 1.79. Oh, and this one was out as of 8 a.m. So I have a feeling it's going to be a little higher once that comes out a little more. Oakdale 1.63. So as you head west, the numbers come down to more like 1.5 inches. But some of these numbers in Suffolk County are just really impressive. Even Westchester, Irvington got 1.73. So I wanted to show you that, because that was pretty interesting with the rainfall amounts. That's for sure. But there are actually even higher rainfall amounts if we head out toward this area here, the Cape. I hear reports of over 4 inches on the Cape. So let's take a look and see what we have. All right, from out there on the Cape, because they got pounded. And parts of New England got pounded with snow too, by the way. See some areas here, interior Massachusetts, a foot of snow. All right, but we're not looking at the snowfall. We're looking at the rainfall, because in Massachusetts there were some amounts up. Yeah, here we go. 3.95 inches, and I think it's even higher than that now. There was a report I read that was over 4 inches out of, this might be the site, but it was on the Cape. So 3.95 inches of rain. That is a ton of rain. A ton of rain. Certainly some of these are records for sure, and very, very high rainfall amounts for this area. So again, this area just got pounded with heavy rain. I'm wondering what Nantucket got as far as rainfall. So let me take a look at that, because the Cape and the east end of Long Island was where the heaviest of the rain fell. So let's see what they got over there. We're going to add this all up. Let's see. I can try to add it up in my head. Not as high as the Cape. All right. So, but anyway, it seemed like in this area right here, we'll actually look at this next. I'll point this out to you. In this area right here, from the east end of Long Island through the Cape, this area right here is where those thunderstorms came up and then trained over into Cape Cod. And this is the areas with that got over 3 inches of rain in some spots, and definitely I think there was a 4-inch amount there. I remember reading that somewhere, but I can't bring it up right now. But anyway, now let's get to the next thing that we have to deal with. Actually, let me go back to our weather service and see if there was any. There's no damage reports up there. But let's go and look at our weather, and let's look at what's going to be happening tonight, because temperatures are already dropping. We're in the teens, and the wind chills are like around 0 degrees, and it's really, really cold out there, and it's going to continue to drop, because if you look over here, look at this air over here that's coming our way. These are actual air temperatures. If you're in Albany right now, the temperature would be below 0 already, and they're going well below 0 tonight. So this is a really cold air coming right out of the Arctic, and you can actually smell the Arctic when you get these Arctic air masses. It almost smells like ice fields. I love that smell. I know I'm crazy, but I do love that smell. So let's look at the satellite image, and you can see we have a few clouds around, but mostly clear skies. Hopefully it stays that way. I'm really hoping it stays that way into tomorrow, so we can have a fairly clear day, but also because we are going to have an eclipse. That's right, a lunar eclipse occurring around 11 a.m. It's going to be around, I'm sorry, not around 11 a.m., 11 p.m. It's going to be, I think, a quarter after 11 is when it reaches a maximum totality, and what's going to happen is the moon is going to turn a dark red color. This is a lunar eclipse, so the Earth is blocking the moon, and I'm actually going to try to go out there in this frigid cold and take a few pictures and maybe some video of what it's going to look like, because we also have a supermoon, so you have two things coinciding, so hopefully the sky stays clear for that. Alright, so now we're going to look at the models and see what's going to happen with the sky conditions. Well, actually, first, before we do that, let's take a look at some observations across the area and see what the temperatures are. So you can see it's already down to the teens at Farmingdale, 18 degrees. If we go further out east, it's a little warmer, 22. You can see that wind, the northwest at 29, gusting to 39. So that makes it feel like 4 degrees. That's the wind chill. All right. If we head west into, let's see, I bet you it's even colder in Toms River. 19, it's not colder in Toms River. Why am I saying that? Well, sometimes it is colder in Toms River. 19 degrees, and northwest wind at 26, gusting to 32. Feels like 1 degree. So wind chills are actually going to go below 0 tonight. I also just want to break in here and show you the temperatures. It shot up to 51 at Islip. Very briefly around noontime before it dropped like a rock. But in Toms River, it actually got up to 55 degrees. So much warmer again in Toms River, and I'm going to actually go even further south than that and see what it hit in Atlantic City. It might have been even hotter there. Now it's 23, but what did it hit? Yeah, 55. So again, that's quite warm. So it's going from 55 to 5 probably by the morning. So that's a 50-degree difference in temperature in a period of a little over 12 hours, and it's going to be pretty chilly. But anyway, let's get to the models. Let's see what's going to happen with the temperatures. I'm not going to look too much at the long range. We're just going to look at the next couple of days. So we're going to go closer into our area and just basically look at the temperatures and the cloud cover and see what's going to happen. We're not going to have any precipitation events until we're going to stay dry until the next system rolls in around Wednesday evening. That one's going to be rain. All right, so it looks like another rainstorm for Thursday, but I'll talk about that in another weather update. For now, we just have to deal with the cold. We have to deal with one thing at a time, and right now we're going to be dealing with this cold. The good thing is the rain ended early enough that there was time enough for it to dry off the road, so there isn't too much ice out there. It's just very patchy. But anyway, let's take a look and see what these models are going to do with the temperature. So we're going to first look at the air temperature for this morning, and this is this morning. This is what it's going to be. It has it at 10 above in Toms River, maybe a little colder on Long Island, maybe around 5 above on Long Island, and then it only takes us up to in the mid-teens. We're going to hit only about 15 degrees tomorrow, all right, despite hopefully the sun being out. And then as we head into Tuesday, there's a recovery in the temperature, and we get up into the upper 20s. Still below normal, but we'll be getting into the upper 20s. And then once we get into Wednesday, temperatures warm up even more for that rain to come in. So you can see it could be even 50 on Thursday. All right, so it's going to be a very cold night, very cold, and with that wind chill, it's going to feel really, really cold. But let's take a look and see what the clouds are going to do. Let's see if we can clear these clouds out of here. All right, so we're going to look at this is tonight. So this is sort of the closest. It looks like it will be okay for the viewing of the eclipse, hopefully, so that'll be good. But tomorrow, it's developing some clouds over the area. Unfortunately, quite a bit of clouds, so I don't know if it's going to be a clear day or not. It may not be a clear day, which is going to suck if that's the case. But especially because it's going to be so cold, so you really want to have the sun out. And to Tuesday, it looks like we do have some clear sky, but the problem is then this cirrus tries to roll in on us. The question is, will there be enough space in between the cirrus and these I don't know. This is probably from the lakes or something. I think it's from the lakes. I don't know, or it's just from. I don't know why it's popping these clouds up, but I don't know what the mechanism is there for all that cloudiness. Tuesday we should have more sunshine, but we might have to deal with the cirrus. So that's the thing. So I don't know what the mechanism. Let me look at the dew point and see what the dew point is. Has the dew points? No, it has the dew points below zero, so it's pretty dry air. I think the lakes may have something to do with it. I don't know. Normally when I was a kid, the lakes would freeze in the winter. They don't do that anymore. And that's why we have more clouds too. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But anyway, let's jump over to another model and see how that one's going to give us with the temperatures into tomorrow. We'll take a look at the temperatures. It's going to be all about these temperatures and the winds are going to be going along with it. So tomorrow morning, and I like this name because it gives you hour by hour. So in the morning, it's going to drop. You can see right here, it's going to drop to the single digits, and there may even be some 0-degree readings not too far away from New York City in the morning, Monday morning, and then it does have it struggling to recover into the teens, and this is with that strong northwest wind, so wind chills are going to be below zero all day long, and then into it'll be another cold night, probably Monday night. The skies will still be clear, winds will back off, so there could be some really strong radiational cooling, especially in the Pine Barrens. And then for Tuesday, we do recover to the upper 20s, perhaps the upper 20s. So let's take a look and see what the cloud cover is on this one. Let's see if we can get some of these clouds out of here. Let's see. This is a little more optimistic. This just has scattered clouds for tomorrow. So that's a little more optimistic. Hopefully that's a little... I still think it might, I don't... This is very dry air, so there isn't really much of a mechanism to form clouds. Very dry air. Dew points up below zero. But you can see for Tuesday we start having that warm air advection, and you can see that cirrus coming in. And it's by the afternoon, it's gonna be quite a bit of cirrus around. It's gonna be pretty junked up. So if you want to get clear skies, my advice with you is probably Monday is looking like the better day for clear skies, even though it's going to be very cold, especially in the afternoon. All right, so now let's take a look at the Canadian model and see how that does with the cloud cover. Yeah, actually, it's doing a little better, but see, it's still got quite a bit of it around. So we'll have to see. I don't understand the mechanism for all the clouds forming. That's what I understand, because it's very dry air. So I think maybe the models might be overdoing it. We might have more sunshine. Maybe it's just wishful thinking. It's underdoing the cirrus on Tuesday. So you can see the models are kind of all over the place. What you do have to do is look at the satellite. I guess that's the best thing if you want to determine the clouds. The cloud extent. There's one more model we can look at for the clouds. I think the RGM has a cloud output too, so we can look at that as well. So Monday, yeah, you can see it's popping a lot of clouds up, more over Long Island, and it has New Jersey being a little clearer. So if you do want to try to get to see some sunshine, my advice would be to head south and west into New Jersey, southern part of New Jersey. There, Pine Barrens there might have something. And then for Tuesday, you can see that cirrus approaching. The question is, how quickly does that approach? Still might eke out a clear day on Tuesday, but we'll have to see what happens with that. Anyway, I'll have to keep looking at the satellite image, and it sucks that we can't use the Unisys weather satellite anymore because, Unisys weather satellite, Unisys weather and Intellicast are gone. Intellicast is now underground. This is what we're looking at now is underground, and Unisys weather. If we go to Unisys weather and we type up Unisys weather, you'll see what happens when we hit this is we get this. So we used to get a satellite used to provide us information. Now instead we get this woman kind of just trying to annoy us here and not giving us any information. So I don't know. It sounds like that they now want you to pay for information, which is really ridiculous, but not surprising. This is what you get, So this is what you get. They don't want us to see the information, and they keep making it harder, And I think there's a whole bunch of who knows who's behind all this stuff. I'm not going to get into it, but anyway, I'm hoping for some clear skies. if you do watch the eclipse, make sure you bundle up. But I would definitely go out there and try to look at it because it's not something that happens very often. I don't know when the next one will be. Last time we had a lunar eclipse was back in 2014, so that was like 5 years ago. So it doesn't happen very often. I would recommend getting outside and taking a look at it. Anyway, that's going to wrap up this weather update. I am hoping for some sun tomorrow. Stay warm.